hello. So, the answer to a lot of people's question, how do I get double hits? Somebody in Battleground hit me twice and it's not fair, they must be a hacker. There is ways to do it. Now, mind you, there are a couple variables when you do this. The biggest thing is you want to get your skills flashing. And some of you may have heard that term before and not understood what it meant. I'll try to show you exactly what that means. But you also have to bear in mind that depending on what skill you use, you might not get double hits. So there are some things that throw it off. If you use a really long timed skill, for example, for archers, our Delphic Sniper, or even more so, Incendiary Shot, they just take a long time to activate. So that if you try using those, you might not get a double hit. Sometimes you might. A few times I've actually gotten triple hits in World Boss. I'll activate Delphic Sniper, and it will go off immediately after the World Boss attacks me. Sniper will go off, and I'll have my Armor Piercer selected next, and then that will immediately go off, and then I'll hit my Arrow Strike, and then that will immediately go off. So it is also possible to occasionally get triple hits, but that's not very common. But double hits are a fairly easy thing to do. Basically, you're just trying to squeeze in 2 shots, and by getting your skills flashing, you're spamming the game with what you want to happen, and occasionally it does happen. For anybody that tells you they get double hits every single time, guaranteed, they're full of shit. Don't believe them. Sylph rounds are a little bit harder to get double hits in, and it's mainly because most skills that you use on your Sylph do take up a little bit more time. As you can see, all of my skills here, Jupiter's Wrath takes a really long time to activate. Delphics always take a long time to activate. It doesn't mean you can't get double hits with them, but it's just a lot more difficult. Same thing with these 2 skills, they take a little while to activate. Using your basic, what I sometimes do and can get double hits is I'll use my Delphic and then hit the basic attack. Hit Thunderstrike, hit basic attack, use your Flash Storm, hit basic attack. But that doesn't always work either. So you just have to play around with it. Now, to get to actually how to do it, versus players, it's a little bit more difficult when you're in character mode. When you're doing fights like Skytrail, which is where I'm going to show you how to do this, and World Boss, and Necropolis, all these places that have an AFK button make it a lot easier. There are a few different ways to do it, so I'll try to show you all 3 ways that I know. There used to be a way where you could let the game auto attack and then you immediately select an attack and it will immediately do a hit. They kind of fixed that. It really only worked for mages anyway, but they did fix that so mages can't be doing ridiculous damage on World Boss over other people by doing that double attack, that fireball magic double attack thing. But anyway, here we go. So once I go into here, I'll start out with an easier one so it doesn't kill me too fast while trying to show you. Let's see, I think I have a lot of wind resist right now, so let me grab a wind guy. Okay, so the basic concept is you want, for the first one, you want the AI to select the attack for you. So when I go in, the first thing I'm going to do is hit the AFK button. The computer will select an attack for me, and then I use my keyboard. I don't use my mouse to sit here and click the skills. I use my keyboard, and I'll try to talk through it the best I can while actually doing it. It's a little bit difficult, but I'll try to talk it through. So I go in, hit my AFK button. That's going to select a skill, and as soon as it reads the name of the skill on the screen right there, I select my 1 key. And I'll just hold that down again and hopefully get 2 arrow strikes. No, it didn't get my skills flashing. Okay, so let's try this again. Hit my AFK, and after it does its auto attack here. But basically, as soon as it reads the name of the skill on the screen, you want to select the next skill. I'll select number 3 for my Armor Piercer. right there just got 2 hits in 1 turn. And the way you get the skills flashing is just you continue to hold the key down for the next skill. Now I'll just let him kill me and I'll show you again. I'll try to talk a little bit through it. But basically you hold the skill down that you want to select for your next turn, and then once that skill reads across the screen, you immediately select the next skill. And that will get your skills flashing. Okay, so let's try this again now that I've talked you through it a little bit. Damn it. Okay, well, it works in Sylph mode as well. Like I said, double hits don't always work in Sylph mode as well as in Tune mode, but right here it's got number 4 selected, so I'll hit number 1 right now, and you can see my skills are flashing. And you just continue to hold down the keys. As soon as the skill reads, you select the next skill. I selected the same one. You can also hit a rune in between here, so boom, hit a rune, select my next skill. I'm holding that skill down, but now that it's already selected, I switch to my number 1. Works a little bit better in World Boss. And it does take a lot of practice and patience learning how to do this properly. But once you do, you'll notice a huge difference in your World Boss gold intake. Now that guy has fast attacks, so that wouldn't be a good one. Okay, so I'm going to hit my FK. It's selected to the number 5. And I'll try it with number 3 as soon as it hits. And then now I'm holding down my number 1 for my arrow strike. And now I'm holding down number 2. But see there, I got 2 hits. There's my multi-shot. I'm hitting number 1. And I got my arrow strike in. So you can see there I'm getting 2 hits in for every one of his hits. Now the way to do this going into Sylph mode, there's 2 different ways. The first way is one that a lot of people know. I have my skill selected. As soon as that skill reads on the screen, I hit my spacebar to awaken Sylph. When it says awaken, you hit your... That happens really fast. When the word awaken appears on the screen, you hit either Z or... Z or X for one of your runes, and then you immediately select your skill. That is one of the 3 ways to do it in Sylph mode. The other way is this normal way. Let the computer select a skill for you. As soon as the name of the skill selects on the screen, hit the key for your next skill. I'm holding down the 1 key. Now that skill is selected, I'll hold down the 4 key. See how it's flashing above my head and on the screen there. But now that that's selected, I'll hold down the 1 key again. Hold down the 3 key now. And now holding down the 1 key. So the other way to get it when you're going into Sylph mode is once the Sylph is ready to awaken and you hit the space bar, hit the space bar now I'm holding down the 3 key because that skill is activated. I had enough rage to select it on my character, and it's also the first skill I want to use on myself. And I kind of screwed that up because I'm talking while I'm doing it. But that's basically how you do that. You have to have enough rage to hold down the skill you want selected. Yeah, I wasn't really intending on beating that, but whatever. Okay, so just to kind of talk you through it again, when you're in your character mode, you hit the AFK button. When the name of the skill reads on the screen, you hold down the number for the next skill that you want to select. As soon as that skill is actually selected, then you immediately hold down the key for the next skill, and so on and so forth. For going into Sylph mode, when the name of the skill selects on the screen, hit your space bar, and then immediately hold down the key for the next skill that you want to select when it goes into Sylph mode. You can do that, or select a rune while you're awakening, and then immediately hold down the key for the next skill that you want to select. I think that about covers it. I'll go through just one more time, just to show you it in action. And I'll tell you what I'm doing without explaining. So holding down my 1 key, now I'll go hold down my 5 key, followed by my 3 key, now I'm holding down my 1 key. Nice little double hit between my 2 strongest skills there, holding down my 2, going back to holding down my 1, holding down my 3, hit space bar, holding down my 3 key. Now here I'm going to want to use a rune, hit my Z, hold down the 4, that way it keeps the skills flashing. Holding down my 1 key now. Holding down the 2. Holding down the 1. Like I said, getting it in Sylph mode is a little bit more complicated. I'll hold down the 3. Now I'm holding down the 1 key. If it works correctly, when I leave Sylph mode, as long as I'm still holding that 1 key, it will select my arrow strike and keep my skills flashing so that I don't have to hit the AFK button again. Yeah, easy enough. Now I'll hold down the 2 key again, 3 key, 5 key, and then the 1 key. Key, 3 key, nice little immediate hit there. Okay, so that is how I am able to normally actually outdamage Robbie on World Boss, even though he really does a hell of a lot more damage than I do. I get these double hits going, and when I buff up, I'm always first place on World Boss. So you can do that too. Helps get you a lot of gold really fast. If you have any questions or anything, or if you have other ways of getting double hits that I'm not aware of, I know that it's a little hard for me to show it there while I'm doing it and talking through it and everything. But if you just practice those things just a little bit, even as on World Boss, just try them a few times. The main thing is just getting those skills flashing by using your keys and not using the mouse to select your skills. You'll notice a huge increase in your gold intake in World Boss. I'm actually doing almost as much damage in character mode as I do in sylph mode, just because I get so many double hits in character mode, and I don't get many double hits when I'm in sylph mode. Like I said, my skills are longer timed, so it's a lot harder to get the double hits. But play around with it a little bit. If you have any suggestions for me, you know, I'm always up for learning new shit. So I'm on Wartune.com, server 153. That's not R2, just Wartune.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Thethrell.